Merrimack TV is committed to our community. From gavel-to-gavel coverage of town and school board meetings, to updates on town services and projects, we aim to keep you connected.
Good morning, I'm Kyle Fox, Public Works Director for the town of Merrimack.
Hi, I'm Diane Trippett. I'm the town clerk tax collector for the town of Merrimack.
I'm Captain Matt Tarleton with the Merrimack, New Hampshire Police Department.
And keep the public informed of every motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
And many moments, so you can be confident that we're here for you. Thanks for watching. Stay connected. Follow Merrimack TV on Facebook.
Hi everyone, sorry I'm late.
Okay, hi. Okay, welcome everybody to the Wednesday, March 17th, St. Patty's Day, Merrimack Parks and Recreation Committee meeting at 7 o'clock. It is now 7:04, and thank you for joining us. My name is Laura Janes, and I am the chairman at this point, and I would like to make introductions, or would people please introduce themselves, people that are here. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Laura Janes. Christine?
Hi, everybody. I'm Christine Lavoie, member, co-chair / dog park liaison. Who knows?
Absolutely. Rick? We have Rick Green here.
Yeah, I'm Rick Greenier, and I'm the MYA representative.
And our lovely Tracy McGraw.
Hi, Tracy McGraw. I'm a member.
And you're taking notes. Excellent. And the lovely Mrs. Barnes. Shannon Barnes is here with us this evening.
Hi, I'm Shannon Barnes, and I'm the school board liaison.
Thank you. And our adorable Abby Cody.
I'm Abby Cody, student representative.
Yep. And that keeps us almost legal till we get to other things.
No, we're good. We got quorum now.
We're good now. Okay, excellent. All right. Thank you so much. So let's take, if you've had a chance to look at the minutes from February 16th, I would take a motion to accept the minutes as written. And I want to thank again Tracy for doing those last month.
So moved.
And second. That would be Shannon and Christine. Shannon moved and Christine seconded that. Thank you so much. All right. And now we go to our famous. What's that?
You need a vote.
Oh yeah, the vote. Okay, all those in favor of the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye. All those in favor. Is it 6 then we're at, Matt?
Yes.
Thank you. 6. Any abstentions?
Nope.
Abby Cody.
Oh, so it'd be 501 then.
Yep.
501. That's right. Thank you so much. Are you still good with that, Tracy?
I'm here.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. All right. And now we go to our energetic Matt Kasparius for the
Yeah, well, how about dog park first? Anything from Christine or Tracy on the dog park?
Thank you. All right, old business. Thank you. Gosh, it's right in front of me. Okay, there, Christine. Update from the dog park, please.
Okay. Tracy, do you have the agenda there? Can you see that? I'm gonna see.
Yeah, I have the agenda. And basically on the agenda, we have a dog park fund balance of $1,762.59.
Perfect.
We are getting close to where we're going to have to do some spring cleanup. We'll wait and see whether or not Mother Nature has anything else in store for us by way of, snow, ice, I don't know, tornadic weather. And we'll get a cleanup done, and then we can talk about getting another load of playground chips in, because it's looking pretty rough right now. But the weeds will start coming up, but right now everything looks good as far as that's concerned. Always need some extra puppy bags, shall we say. And we would like to remind people that now that the weather's getting warmer, make sure you bring some water. But please, please, please do not leave your empty bottles at the dog park. Bring them home and bring them back and refill them.
Exactly. Well said. Okay, thank you so much. All right, sorry, Matt. Now the director's report. Thank you.
That's okay. And just on the dog park, I'll say the water lines are not on yet in the park. Obviously, we gotta wait till it gets a little warmer before we can turn the water on. And related to that, I did have another conversation with the Public Works Department about trying to run a water line to the park, and we think we're going to have to do some sort of pump system, pump, powered, kind of thing. But we're still working on that, but hopefully that's something that we can do this spring. We didn't forget about you. It's still on the radar.
Thank you, Matt.
So, moving on to all things Parks and Rec. So we'll start with camp. So last Thursday, the governor finally released the updated day camp guidance that was approved by Department of Health and Human Services and the reopening task force back in February. The guidance is 100 times more manageable than what came out a year ago when the pandemic first hit. In the governor's press conference last week, he said he's further hoping to loosen restrictions in the state by Memorial Day, assuming COVID numbers continue to drop and more and more people continue to get vaccinated. So that's encouraging. It was kind of interesting because we had through my work on the New Hampshire Campus Directors Association and New Hampshire Rec and Park Association, and we've been kind of hounding his office for a few weeks now because it's like, where is it? Come on, your committee in DHHS has approved it. What's the holdup? And the response was, well, he was kind of getting tired of doing this guidance for this industry and this one for this one, and kind of piecemealing everything. And so he's trying to do this bigger across the board update, but we were finally able to convince them that we needed this incremental step for us now. And then if things get further opened up in May, then that's gravy. So what was approved last week is kind of worst case scenario, which again is far better than what we were faced with a year ago and far easier to deal with. So one of the biggest improvements is that all summer camp staff can get vaccinated now under phase 2A, which registration actually opened up this morning for. And so from our perspective, once we get the employees kind of fully through the vetting process, so interviews, background checks, reference checks, all that, we'll be able to basically give them a letter from the town that says, this person's going to be working at camp, and they are eligible to sign up and get vaccinated. James actually signed up this morning since he's obviously year round, and he's able to get his vaccine on Monday, his first vaccine on Monday. So,
oh wow,
I got my second dose last week, so I'm in good shape. But so that's great because we originally were thinking that all the high school and college kids were gonna have to wait until June, which doesn't bode real well with the start of summer and whatever, but it just makes things that much easier. So, so next Thursday, March 25th, I will be appearing before the town council to make a presentation to them about kind of what all the new guidance says. And I literally went through the document and kind of, item 1, in the guidance document says this, and then here's in red lettering is all the things that we're doing to address item 1, and then item 2, 3, 4, I sent them 19 pages of all of our preparations. So we should be good. We'll see what they say. But, when the council gave me permission to open up camp registration in January, it was with the understanding that once the guidance came out, I'd come back to them and kind of fill them in. So barring any unforeseen circumstances, next week, we'll get our, full and final approval for camp. One of the things we won't be able to do this year is our Camp Trek program, which is our teen camp, which that camp deals largely with field trips. And unfortunately, in the guidance right now, field trips aren't allowed. It's kind of interesting because you can bus kids to school, and I can bus kids to camp if I so choose, but I can't bus them to a park. I can't bus them to hiking trails, or and I can kind of see the we don't want to send a group to Canopy Lake or Water Country, but so we're hopeful that maybe that's one of the things that will change in May when, as things continue to open up, we hope. Yeah. And if it happens in May, then we, in theory, may have enough time to still put something together specifically for the teens. In the meantime, we've opened up we've extended the regular age for Natticook so that all the way up through going into 9th grade can attend as a regular camper. So at least it's an option for those families that need the childcare. Good. So now Now, because registration numbers are okay at this point, we are low, partially because the Camp Trek program isn't running, and that would have been 150 registrations by itself by now. Now, a year ago, we were on pace for kind of a record-breaking year. In March of kind of right when the pandemic broke out, we were already at about 800 registrations. Right now, we're at about 5. So we're low, but even if you factored in the extra Trek ones, we'd be at like 650. So we're still, down, 20% or so. Part of that, I think, is the fear factor from parents that we may still not run, and the same thing that'll happen last year will happen this year. And so the sooner I can get that yes from the council, I think that'll, make a big improvement. And the same goes for staffing. Especially through January and February, we really struggled to find staff. I was looking at a turnover rate of about 70%. Normally we have about an 85% retention rate in most normal years. And so it was they're starting to come in now. And again, as soon as we can say, yes, we're definitely running, then I think that will help us out particularly. With that said, we are still looking I need junior camp counselors. So, 16 and 17-year-olds, high school kids. I need a drama person. I need lifeguards, and I need swim instructors. I need a kitchen prep cook, and then also seasonal maintenance help. So anybody interested in any of those positions, the junior counselor, the lifeguards, and the swim instructors, you can do those roles at 16. The other positions are 18 and older. But again, reach out to us or visit our website to download the application. We're kind of filling positions as we go on those. So not a bad outlook for where we are with camp. We've had a couple of recent events. First off, the ice skating rink at Watson Park did officially close last week, Monday, March 8th. We managed to get about 6 weeks of a season this year, which is far better than what we did last year, which was about 2.5 weeks combined. Just the weather cooperated a little better. But a big thank you to the highway department there was 3 guys basically that worked on, maintaining the ice, 5 days a week, all season long, just to keep it going. And I know we saw a big increase in the number of people using it.
Oh, yeah.
It was helpful that we had the lights out there this season, so that was nice too. So that is now closed for the season. As soon as all the ice scraps melt from the bottom and we drain all the water, DPW will take down the rink, and then we'll begin setting up the beach volleyball courts for the spring that go in the same location. Our winter carnival, and I should mention this real quick, Tracy, I will send you my notes after my write-up, so you don't have to you don't have to try and write down everything I'm saying. Winter Carnival was a couple weeks ago, back on February 20th. Overall successful again with social distancing rules. Similar to Halloween, it didn't have kind of the same energy as a normal event, but considering, the pandemic and the rules we had to put in place, I think it was still pretty good and people seemed to enjoy it. At Halloween, we had originally limited it to 300 people. This year for Winter Carnival, we were looking at the same thing, but we increased it. We had opened up 450 spots. We had 355 register, but probably about 220 that actually showed up. So, there's always going to be some no-shows. It's a free event, and, they come or they don't. So it was a little chilly that day, but, overall it worked pretty well. Hopefully by next Halloween, we won't have to do it that way anymore, and, we'll just have to wait and see. But last Saturday, we had the Turn Up the Heat Chili 6K, which was the final of our winter running series at Wasserman. And a special thanks to James, who ended up running the event without me, and to Tracy, who also came and helped him, and our other volunteers. I had my second vaccination on Friday, and by about 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon, it hit me, and I didn't get out of bed on Saturday until the afternoon. Yeah. So I wasn't in good shape to help, unfortunately, but they were good without me. Went well. People enjoyed it. We've actually had conversations with a number of the runners about one, doing something similar next year with a different theme, but also looking at a running club or a, kind of routine social group or something along those lines moving forward as a regular occurrence. So we're starting to think about that kind of stuff right now. But that was good winter event, and we lucked out with the weather really, and didn't have any major snowstorms on the day of the event. So little rain, but a little muddy, but no major snow. So that was good. Coming up next week is our annual Easter event. Normally it's the Easter egg hunt at Wasserman Park, but obviously because of COVID, we're not able to do that event. But we had 10,000 Easter eggs sitting in my storage room since last year that I really wanted to get rid of. And so we came up with a Easter egg hunt kits. So we've asked families to register for it, and they will. We'll have a drive-through pickup event at Town Hall next Saturday, March 27th from 10 to 12. Registered families can come. They pick up a kit, which includes each bag will have 20 Easter eggs, which will have candy or toys in it. And then they will also have, there's a Easter basket craft from Parks and Rec. The library has got another craft that they're giving away. The Easter Bunny will be physically handing you your bag of Easter eggs, so you can do your own egg hunt at home. And then Merrimack Friends and Family will have their traditional Easter baked goods, kind of at the end of the line to pick up those treats that but it was a way to kind of still make the event happen and still kind of maintain the social distance and get rid of all of our Easter eggs. So we've got Merrimack Friends and Family is coming next week to stuff all the bags, so we're good there. I do have Tracy scheduled to volunteer, but if anybody else would like to join us on Saturday morning next week, the 27th, I could always use one or two more.
Sure.
Pretty, nice, quick, easy event. We've made 400 kits available. As of this afternoon, we had 322 participants, comprising of 188 families. So, but we've got another week until we close out registration. So we'll probably be up right around the 400 number for that. So we're looking forward to that and getting that all done.
Excellent.
Coming up on Saturday, April 10th, we are looking to bring back our annual community cleanup day, which we're kind of tying into the 275th anniversary, which I'll talk about in a second. But the main point is to kind of clean up our parks and fields and trails and adoptive road locations and those kinds of things before at the start of the season. We ask people to register in advance, which they do on our website. When you click on the link, it'll take you to a survey form, and you fill out kind of the group name or the individual name, and then you pick the location you want to go. And as they come in, we kind of look at it, and if there's too many people if everybody wants to come to Wasserman, then we might say, hey, maybe you can come over and do such and such park or whatever. But we hand them gloves and trash bags and masks and nice, quick, easy day. Starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. Currently, as of Monday, we had 9 groups registered, but it was 80 volunteers scheduled to come out that day. And obviously, as we get closer, we expect we'll get more people to sign up. So we're getting a lot of scout groups and things, and as we usually do. So that'll be good. Going on to the 275th, I've been leading a group of community organizations over the last, let's see, how many months we've been doing this? November, December, January, February, 5 months now. Trying to put together a plan on how to run a series of events that'll kick off in April. And run, the idea is realistically they will run through October. It's been kind of an interesting challenge with planning both for in-person events as well as virtual events at the same time. And we have about a dozen events kind of for April and May already. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but I want to mention the website. the easiest way to find it is to go to either our page. Well, if you go to the town website, www.merrimacknh.gov, right on the left-hand side, there's a little blue box that says Merrimack 275th, and that'll take you all the information. There's also a Facebook page, facebook.com Merrimack 275, or come to the Parks and Rec website as well. It'll take you over to that information. So we've got kind of 4 events that we're working on right now related to kind of April and May events. First of all, normally, we kind of look at, when we start thinking about our movies in the park in the summer, we'll kind of see what's new and exciting and coming out in the theaters, at this time of year. But since Hollywood's been shut down, that wasn't really an option because there really isn't anything coming out. And so we decided to tie the anniversary into it by choosing movies that are also celebrating milestones this year. And so movies that are, 5, 10, 20, 40, et cetera movies. And what we did is we came up with 32 movies and basically made a March Madness bracket out of them, pitting movies against each other. And so on March 1st, we opened up, the 32 movies and kind of head-to-head competition. Kept round 1 open for a week. The top 16 vote getters moved on to round 2. Last week was obviously round 2. We narrowed it down to, went down to 16. We're now in week 3 of our challenge. So we're on our Elite 8. And so the movies in this round is going to be kept open through March 28th. And then on March 29th, those final 4 movies that we're left with will be the 4 movies that we show in the park this summer. And so the way it works out is there'll be kind of 2 movies geared towards younger kids and 2 movies kind of geared towards older kids and teens and adults. And 2 of those movies will be kind of within the last 20 years, and the other 2 movies will be more 25 or more years old. So just kind of a different way to do things.
It's a great
getting,
thing.
the first 2 rounds, we were getting about 170 votes for, each round. So not bad. Again, go to our website to vote for your favorite movies. And then movies in the park will be at Wasserman Park again this year, just like we did last year. In April and May, we have a new little program that we're starting with the library called Moonlight Trails and Tales. And so we've got 2 dates scheduled at this point. The first one is Friday, April 23rd. The second one is Friday, May 21st. It's the Friday before the full moon in both cases. And so what we're going to do is a short moonlight hike on the trails here at Wasserman Park. Then we'll bring people back to a campfire, and the library is going to do stories.
Nice.
And it'll be kind of kid-friendly, family-friendly stories, but it'll also, particularly the first one's going to be history-related, whether it's Merrimack or New Hampshire, or they haven't told me which story it's going to be yet. But and then people will be able to roast marshmallows and kind of socially distance. We have limited numbers, so we'll be able to socially distance, and like every family will get a bench to sit on, kind of thing. And then if it goes well, we'll continue it through the summer, but it's $5 per family, just to kind of cover the cost of the firewood and the marshmallows and that kind of stuff.
That's a great idea.
One of the other April events that we're sponsoring is a anniversary new baby contest. So for families that are expecting a new baby on or around April 2nd, they simply have to send us an email when the baby is born with kind of basic details, name, date of birth, day and time of birth. And the baby born closest to April 2nd will win a 275th anniversary onesie, as well as a $100 gift certificate, to the Bye Bye Baby store in Nashua. Figuring that would be good, something useful for a new family. So no cost to enter. They just have to enter, email us, on or around when the baby's born, and we'll pick a winner from there. The last event that we're directly planning is we're doing a 2.75 mile road race called the Not Quite a 5K. which will be held on Saturday, May 15th. It will begin and end at Town Hall. Registration is now open for the event. If you want to run in person, it's $25, but you get a commemorative race medal, as well as a race t-shirt. Or if you're not comfortable either coming out to a live event in person, or don't necessarily care about the t-shirt, you can also walk a 2.75-mile distance virtually. And for $15, and you still get the medal, which we'll send to you, or have you pick it up. But registration is open now. We are limiting live attendee registration to 150 people. Attendees will be placed in order. They self-report their kind of estimated completion time, and we'll sort their start times based on kind of fastest runners goes first and walkers at the back. And you don't have to run; you can walk it. But should be a nice event. We've got, 20 or 25 people signed up so far. So that's one of our contributions for the race. Again, there is a bunch of other things going on right now, but realistically, there'll be events going on again through October. The hope is by the time we get to, July and August, we'll be able to do more bigger scale events. There is hope of doing a kind of family festival, old home days type event in August. But more on that now, and a lot of it's going to depend on the governor and when restrictions ease up, assuming they ease up. And so then the last thing I have under my updates, the Wasserman Park Beach project is currently out to bid. Interested companies to do the renovations have until March 30th to submit their bids to Town Hall. This puts us on course to get this work done this spring, April, May. Obviously we want it done before June. And then the other project is the resurfacing of the Wasserman Park tennis courts. The high school tennis team is always chomping on the bits to get on the courts as soon as they can. And we're happy that, so we're holding off completing the resurfacing so they can start their season on time, which is starting in another week. And so once their season ends in early June, we'll kick off the resurfacing project, in mid to late June, to get that done, at the beginning of the summer. So lots of good things going on and busy as always.
Thank you very much, Matt. Do you know if they picked anybody for the Boston Cane thing?
They did. A Boston Cane winner. I actually talked to him myself this morning.
No
his
kidding.
name is Arthur Haight.
Okay.
He is, he was born in 1926, so he's 90. Hold on, can't do the math. 90.
16,
90, 95. 95? Is that right?
Yeah, 95.
He's been a resident here since 1966, so we're working on a small in-person event. It'll probably be, the Merrimack Town Council, the planning committee, and probably our state reps that will doing a small event at Abbey Griffin Park, but we'll record it. The plan is to record it and broadcast it later. So that the council can present his cane to him and his certificate. We'll probably also we're also looking at some kind of proclamations from the governor and that kind of stuff. So we're nailing down those details now, but that'll get added to the website once we're able to confirm those details. So.
Excellent. Well, that's exciting. One quick question: what's happening with the fee schedule? Sorry.
Fee schedule is still sitting on my desk.
Okay, that's fine.
We've been a little swamped lately. Like I said, the 275th is actually between the 275th stuff and the camp regs finally coming out. I've been a little swamped.
No.
But realistically, we have most of the year scheduled. Like fields already reserved anyway.
Right.
So,
it may be next year.
So it's going to be a next year project anyway. So it'll be when I get to it and when I can get it to the council. But there's not a super rush, and that's kind of what I expected to happen. Is it'll be something that goes into effect for next year.
Right. I wasn't sure if you had presented it yet. So. Well, thank you. Anybody else have questions or comments for Matt? Keep up the good work, Matt. You're doing great.
So Matt,
the notes, Tracy, can you just send them to me so I will pull them up on my phone at the next school board meeting. If there are any events that we want to promote, I'll make sure to be thorough.
What was that?
Say that again. Repeat.
Yeah, for our school board meetings, we do committee reports, and so I'll make sure that all the events and where to find them are updated. I do the same when we talk about hiring and camp signups and everything else. So, but Matt had a lot, and I know I missed a couple. So if you wouldn't mind sending that to me as well.
Well, I can email you my write-up too, so you don't even have to wait for the notes.
Don't do anything twice. So I appreciate that.
Okay.
Matt, can you please repeat the date of the 5K or the approximate 5K?
2.75 mile, because a 5K is a 3.1 mile, so it's not quite a 5K. It is Saturday, May 15th.
Thank you.
At 10 o'clock.
Okay. Any other questions or comments about our agenda? All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. I'm not seeing Maureen, and that's I hope she's well. How about Abby then? Thank you, Abby, for being here, the student rep from Merrimack High School.
Thank you. So the first thing, which is something I'm personally involved in, is there's a concert currently up on Merrimack TV. It's a bunch of small ensembles from the Merrimack band.
Good to know.
Yeah, you can watch it on their YouTube channel, and it's a bunch of small ensembles. So we have a brass choir, flute choir, woodwind choir. And yeah, I really recommend watching it. It was really fun to do.
Great.
Next up, if you go to the Merrimack High School website, there are a bunch of but I guess date for virtual college visits. So if you're a junior or a sophomore, you can go to that website and there will be a bunch. And I really recommend doing this because as a senior, get the college visits in early. Yeah. And then my last thing is tennis signups are starting. And specifically, if you're doing girls tennis, you should talk to Mrs. Tupper. And if you are doing boys tennis, you should talk to Mr. Chisholm to sign up and get involved.
You're so good at this. You are a future community leader, girlfriend. It's awesome. Thank you so much. What year are you again? Junior.
I'm a senior this year.
Jeez, I'm telling you, I've lost the whole year in my brain here. A senior? Stop. Stop. What are we going to do next year? All righty. Anyway, thank you, Abby, for being here.
I think she's the oldest of 3 Codys, right?
Yeah. You can record them.
Okay.
Oh, it's a great senior class, though. That was a great year. My teaching career. All right. Hi, Mr. Greenier. How's it going?
Hi, everybody. One thing I want to share before I get started with MYA is that I've had the privilege of knowing Abby since she was a 5th grader. And boy, we're going to miss you, Abby, as a Merrimack student and on the Parks and Rec Committee. We couldn't ask for a better member or student.
Thank you. So great.
You're welcome. We don't have too much going on at MYA. Obviously, when fields open, we'll be beginning our baseball, softball, lacrosse, and spring soccer seasons. We are going to do our best to participate in the cleanup day, Matt. I'll formally send you something, but our intention is to take care of our building and the primary fields that we use.
Yep.
And I got the okay from all our directors, so count us in, please.
Great.
And as usual, more information and specifics can be found at merrimackyouthassociation.com. That's it.
Perfect. Okay. Were you able to get someone to help at the MYA building? You were looking for a cleanup person?
Not quite, but I believe we do have a few leads, and it's in the process. Yeah, so we should have that taken care of soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's good to see students out there using the basketball hoops on these warmer days.
Absolutely.
Our park over here the last couple of days has been, 30 or 40 kids out there every afternoon playing. So
that's awesome.
Good. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. Is that fence thing up yet? The net thing that holds the balls up there, or how does that work?
You know, I don't think that we've pulled that out yet for the spring, but
It's early. It's early. They can run down the hill.
well, you know, James and I talked about it the other day, and it's like, oh, we got to put that on Larry's list. You know, my maintenance person's list to do. We were trying to get tennis nets up, but we got to get the speed bumps up. You know, so
We're all doing it at home too. Don't worry. Well, some people. All right, thank you so much, Rick. And on to Mrs. Barnes. Hi, Shannon. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, Laura. Doing very well. So we did have our meeting on Monday night. So a couple things did come up that might be of value. So when it comes to anyone who's traveling outside of New England, the country, etc., we were having a 14-day quarantine. We have reduced it to 10 in line with the DHHS. We will be making some adjustments to the travel, the emergency policy that we made around travel. And so with that, look for us to be discussing that at our April 5th meeting. We will be having a special meeting on the 30th to talk about further discussions of having, more in-class time for grades 5 to 12. As many know, grades K through 4 are currently in 5 days a week. We also went over the calendar this past week. So in our next meeting, we will be going over the draft of the next year's school calendar. I know that means a lot to families as it comes to planning their summer vacation. So look out for that. And then I think the biggest thing is barring an act of God, like things like the Mother's Day flood, which, we'll never forget as a community. Our goal is based on instructional hours to have the last day of school for all students be June 11th. And again, graduation is scheduled for June 12th. And the format is to be announced based upon, what we have to do for things like social distancing and guidelines with that. What happened in the middle of our meeting, so we did report on that, is our school staff will be getting a vaccination clinic from the state of New Hampshire, and that is scheduled for March 27th to 28th. We don't know what they're getting, we don't know, but I believe that they are scheduling starting, I think it was today.
That's correct, Shannon.
Yes, so with that, staff is able to schedule vaccinations, and again, that will help to contain spread. And I know that teachers were not prioritized, educators not prioritized to the levels that they were in most states. I know I'm from New York, and all of the teachers I know have been fully vaccinated for a while. But our ski patrol got it first, so now we're ready to give it to teachers and support staff, which I think makes a lot more sense. So on that note, we're in good shape, and hopefully by, I think it would be the end of April, we should be clear. So by May 3rd, I hope that we have teachers fully vaccinated and, of course, safe from the virus. So with that, I think that's a lot going on for the district. And of course, spring sports are in swing. So based on the sport, I know that Abby talked about tennis. I think baseball's starting their tryouts as well, baseball, softball. So there's a lot going on with spring sports. Just keep an eye on our calendar at the high school and or at the middle school, and get more information from your athletic directors.
Excellent. Well, thank you again for your time and commitment. Oh my goodness. All right, and we have no public. Anybody? No. So it looks like our next meeting is planned for Wednesday, April 21st.
Yes.
And can't think of anything else I want to say. Miss Maureen. So I guess we're looking for that motion.
To adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Who was that?
That's Shannon.
It's always Shannon.
I thought maybe it was Abby.
Shannon.
Shannon and who?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Christine.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you,
Can
guys.
you stay on 1 second?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rick, if you can just stay on 1 second.
Absolutely.
Take care. Be well.
Thank you, everybody.
Merrimack TV is committed to our community. From gavel to gavel coverage of town and school board meetings to updates on town services and projects, we aim to keep you connected.
Good morning, I'm Kyle Fox, Public Works Director for the town of Merrimack.
Hi, I'm Diane Trippett. I'm the town clerk tax collector for the town of Merrimack.
I'm Captain Matt Tarleton with the Merrimack, New Hampshire Police Department.
And keep the public informed of every motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
And many moments, so you can be confident that we're here for you. Thanks for watching. Stay connected. Follow Merrimack TV on Facebook.